Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for the Nintendo Switch are set to be released this upcoming November. With this game introducing a whole new generation of Pokemon, many other new things are expected to be brought to the table as well. This ranges from, but is not limited to, new lands to explore, new legendaries to learn about, new rivals and story, as well as so much more. And we're really excited for the latest installment of the series. And these are the reasons why. I'm Kyle with Pokebinge, and these are the reasons to be hyped for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, small to huge. Just a note, as of the writing of this script, the latest info that we have is from the Pokemon Direct on August 3rd. So we'll be starting with the smallest reason to be hyped, and working our way to the biggest reason. Starting with, this is a new generation, meaning there's a new region, new Pokemon, new alternate forms, etc. Don't get us wrong, this is a big deal. After all, people are generally and excitedly looking forward to a new adventure in the world of Pokemon. It's only placed here at the bottom of the list, because this kind of thing is par for the course at this point. Not to say that this is bad, it's just we've done this 8 times before. That said, it's still something to be excited about. The Paldea region seems to be an extremely beautiful place, with many landscapes to explore. Of course, a new region also means new Pokemon. While we haven't seen a whole lot of them yet, the ones we have been introduced to already have quickly gained some fans. These include the new region starters and legendaries, the super meme-worthy pig, Lechonk, the latest electric rodent, Palmy, Smoliv, which has a similar appearance to Bidoof, the tough-looking Cetitan, and the ever-so-lovable Fidough. It's also been confirmed that the regional forms will be returning again. While not many have been shown just yet, the one that has been introduced already has already gained a loving fanbase. Paldean Wooper. This version of Wooper is the first poison and ground-type Pokemon that we've seen in a very long time, and with the only other ones in existence being Nidoqueen and Nidoking back in Generation 1. This typing for Wooper is actually pretty clever as well, as many previous Pokedex entries have stated how Wooper will cover itself in a toxic film while it's on land. So we are hyped to see what other new Pokemon and forms are out there. But next, let's dive into the legendaries a little bit more, as they are a big mode of transportation in this game. Much like recent games have mostly done away with HMs being how a player travels through the various terrains of a region, whether it be flying, traversing through water, covering rocky terrain, smashing or moving boulders, or anything else. Pokemon games have had a player use preset Pokemon to do those sorts of things. You could even use Mega Latios and Latias to soar over the entire region, at one point to travel even faster. In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it looks like the legendaries might be doing most of the terrain traveling for us if we choose. They can run/drive across regular terrain, go through water, glide through air, and climb up walls at the very least. They may even be able to do more than we've seen up until this point. Either way, being able to ride an all-purpose motorcycle, especially one that's a legendary Pokemon, is okay by us. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are introducing many new things, but a returning feature that is more than welcome is your Pokemon following you. Ever since the days of Pokemon Yellow, the idea of a Pokemon that we trained following us around outside of its ball has been appreciated and loved by many. This feature was kind of off and on for a while, but has been more common as of late. Thanks to the August Pokemon Direct, it appears that our Pokemon will be able to follow us once again. While we don't know yet if this will happen anywhere in the region or just in certain areas, the fact that it appears to be here at all is more than a welcome addition. The vast majority of the main series Pokemon games have had some sort of gimmick attached to them to change up the way battles were played out. Gen 5 had triple and rotation battles, Gen 6 had Mega Evolutions, Gen 7 had Z-moves, Gen 8 had Dynamax, and now Generation 9 has the Terrestrial phenomenon. Terrestrialization is a new battle mechanic that changes some things around about the Pokemon that is using it. While the overall appearance of their body itself doesn't really change all that much, their body will be covered in a crystal-like substance. They'll also get some fancy design placed on their head. The design will depend on what Terra type it turns into. Speaking of which, upon activating the Terrestrial transformation, not only can some of a Pokemon's stats increase, but its typing can be completely different afterwards. This phenomenon can even affect the same species of Pokemon differently. Through trailer footage and promotional art, we have seen Eevee take on at least 3 different versions of Terrestrialization. While this doesn't confirm or deny if Eevee is getting any new evolutions in this generation, it still is nice that Eevee is getting some form of attention. This mechanic, with how it functions and how it affects those using it, looks to change up how many battles will work in these games. Also, like some of the other gimmicks, it appears that this one will be accessible to all Pokemon, at least the ones that make it into the game. After all, this game might have Pokemon reach the 1,000 species milestone. It's different, it can really change up the gameplay, and it happens to be quite visually appealing to boot. So we are excited to see just what this transformation is capable of. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, you could explore with your friends in certain areas of the game, but Scarlet and Violet look set to expand on the concept of co-op play, even further than before. Of course, you can still do the usual things like battling, trading, and the like with your friends or random people locally or online, but there seems to be more now than ever. Based off the information we've received so far, it looks as though players will be able to explore the vast majority of the region together instead of being limited to certain spots. It does start out at a place called the Union Square though. If that isn't a place that can be accessed immediately, then co-op might not be an option from the get-go. But we imagine it will be possible to go to places you've been to already with friends in case this is what happens. Exploring isn't the only thing you'll be able to do with friends either. Remember max raid battles in Sword and Shield? These new games extend upon the idea. Once again, you can play with up to 3 of your friends in these battles. Instead of being Dynamaxed, however, these raid Pokemon will be Terrestrialized. Additionally, the battles will not be turn-based like most Pokemon battles are, possibly taking a page from Pokemon Go's raid battles. These Terra raids are on a time limit and do not require waiting on other people to take another turn. That said, you still want to coordinate with your allies as best as you can to increase your chances of success. It's also said that a player can cheer on their allies as well as to provide boosts to their ally Pokemon stats or health. Working in sync to boost your allies and attacking the raid Pokemon look to be a fun way to take on these challenges. So we're looking forward to playing through a lot more of the game with our friends. With this game being as open as it is, the amount of options of what to do have also become more open. For our silver medal of reasons to be hyped, the game has confirmed multiple different storylines. Almost all of the main series Pokemon games have followed a similar formula. Start off in a small town, generally follow a set path, get 8 gym badges along the way, defeat the Elite Four and Champion, and maybe stop an evil organization along the way. One of these new storylines looks to shake this idea up. While you're still able to take on the 8 gyms and achieve the champion rank, which allows multiple people to have that same title, you don't have to take on the gyms in a particular order. You can actually choose which ones you want to go to and when. There will be 2 other storylines woven into the game as well, though not much has been revealed about those just yet. We wouldn't be surprised, however, if one of them involves taking down another organization, or learning more about the legendaries or Terrestrialization. What makes all this even more exciting is that these stories aren't done in any specific order either. You can traverse back and forth between the 3 in any way, and at any rate you wish. This will allow players to create a more unique story for themselves and their character. It's great that Pokemon isn't necessarily fixing a formula that isn't broken, but still allowing players to essentially write their own story by giving them plenty of more options to work with. And finally, we briefly mentioned it already, but now we can focus on our biggest reason to be hyped for Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. The game is open world. Open world games have taken a rise in popularity in recent memory. Some examples are Breath of the Wild and its upcoming sequel, and the approaching release of Sonic Frontiers. Pokemon Sword and Shield and even Pokemon Legends Arceus started to really explore this idea, but will now have a main series game that dives a lot more into it. Fans have been looking for an open world Pokemon game for a long time now, and it looks like we're getting to the point where that wish is finally granted. It may or may not be on as grand a scale as they might have hoped, but they gotta start somewhere. It's this feature alone that really helps sell some of the others already mentioned. Co-op is still cool, but it's made even better by how people can now explore much more of the region together in real time. The multiple storylines could have still worked without an open world, but with it, the options on how you progress in each of them become so much more vast. Pokemon following you is always awesome, but it's made even better by the idea that you can explore the world with them in a much grander way. The open world also really helps with the legendaries helping the player traverse all kinds of terrains. It's the open world that gets us hyped above all else, as it's the major stepping stone in the franchise and a big help to make a lot of our other entries shine even brighter than they already did. But let us know in the comment section what you think. What is it about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that has you hyped the most? Make sure to hit that notification bell so you can binge more of our Pokemon videos, while you wait for the release of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.